Hello everyone. I'm starting to introduce the WorkManager implementation. At the beginning, I will first introduce the architecture of MVVM. Everyone knows that the MVVM, the V means view and VM means view model. So on the top level, it's a view with the screen. And second level is the view model, which controls logics and data. And then under it is the container that contains different repositories. But the container looks like you can directly use the repository. It's also okay. So without container, it's also okay. But for all big software architecture, complex to architecture, we have better use the container. And the repository contains all the data. So we can use different technology that for example, WorkManager, Room, Data Store, or Retrofit, which is for the network. So next, so we can get data from database, network, file system, etc. We can get to write. So this is the basic architecture. Then we look at the code of the WorkManager. Look at on the left, it has some report directories. For example, first is the UI. It's easy to understand. UI, that's the UI screen. This is the view um, to show to the user, customer, and this is the web model. Web model it contains the data, and then that is the under it is the repository level. The repository we have a WorkManager repository. Here this is blue repository is interface. We have two APIs. So if here it inherited from extend the interface and implement the two API, but cancel what is not implemented. So at the beginning, we have an application which is the application level. It also has the uncreate. With uncreate, it will initialize the default container. So, okay, we didn't take care of the container. The container also is on the data level. The container will contains the repositories. So here we have this default container. It inherited from app container, and the app container is an interface. It has one member blue repository. So here it overrides the blue repositories with the initialized repository, WorkManager repository. Okay, so the the application initialize the container. The container initialize the WorkManager repository. So when you look at the repository, it get initialize the WorkManager. Then use the WorkManager to do the blue, apply the blue WorkManager to do everything. So in the then go back to the activity. This is the entrance of our activity, blue activity. When you look at the enjoy manifest, You can look at this is the application. It's a blue application. Is this one? So it also has uncreate to initialize the container, and then when go down, there's the activity. It's the blue activity, which is the main launcher. So it's the entrance of the application, not application activity, the main activity of the app. So this is the main activity, and it has the screen, blue screen in the grid. So this is the entrance. The blue screen has a parameter, it's a blue view model. So we have to make clear um, application. The blue application initializes connect container. It initializes the repository, but for the activity, it initialize the view model. View model is a higher level than repository, so it will use the repository. So, but the view model itself need to be initialized. So here, view model is the instance of view model or blue view model. The view model has a factory, use factory method to create the view model. So how to get the view model? The view model will when we initialize the view model, it also needs a repository as a parameter. So look at the view model. View model needs a repository. So before use view model, we need to get the repository. How can we get the repository? So look at here. This in view model factory has an initializer. It has a this is the creation extra. It contains application key. I think we don't care about much about that. We just know that the initializer has the information of the application, the blue application. The application we have just mentioned it has the container. The container contains the repository, and it has already initialized by the application here. So we got the repository and transfer it into view model. So view model will use the repository. Okay. So view model will initialize do some initialization, like view model have the initialize the UI state for the UI update, and it also implements the apply blue, but in fact it does nothing but just call the repository apply blue, and it tends to use the cancel work, so it does not use it. And this is the repository. This is the uh, uh, company object for the initialization. So I have already told that. So I think repository applied let's talk the map how WorkManager works to apply the blue. So for WorkManager, begin with we can create a request for the WorkManager and tell WorkManager to begin with. Okay. We create a one-time work request. We can also create some periodic, but I don't know. So this is a one-time work request. It's for clean up worker, which is a class which is a class it's inherited from co-routing worker. This is also a worker. It overrides the do work. This is the real work that clean up work do. So didn't care about it. Just a lot of fire operations, something like that. So we begin with this work builder that every builder need to co-build. So it will return continuation. It can be used because it will be add one more one more request the blue work, the second work, then we put some data in it and continue then use the then to add the blue builder into the continuation. But you have to return the continuation. So that means this is the second task for this work manager. Then is the third work is to save image to file work. It's another class. It's the same, almost the same format as the cleanup. So it's also inherited from core routine worker. So we also continue then put the save into the continue and tell the continue to work manager to first begin to do, then second to do the build, first clean up, then second do blue build. Let me do some work for blue work. Then I don't care about just another work and the third work, save the image. Then at last you have to use continuation dot in queue, which will put everything in the queue, and the work manager will take care about it. It will work on it, and you don't need to care about it. So when you start the application, but here I think my emulator has some problem. So when you start the application, you will do some work, and if you just leave this application screen just for go into some place else, the three will still be working, and finally it will be finished. Um, what we can know that this is worker here, clean up worker. When when it calls clean up worker, it calls do work. First it will make a status notification. So every time when I look at if I use my phone, I can see that it pop up a notification for clean up. So there's a string of clean up file. It shows clean up old temporary file. Then it will do some work for like in the IO scope, coding scope. So after it do some file operation, it will print some of the log cat uh, log cat log. So this is the first work. Then second work is then it will go into blue work. For blue work, it will also pop up on notification. It shows blue image, so you can easily to know that it start work. Here, because work is too quick, we add a delay here. Then we also have another notification. The output is blah blah blah. So yeah, this is the second one. The third one is also the do work notification and do the work with content resolver to resolve the input image and save the image to the file system. So and there's a error log here if it is wrong and not just notification. That's everything is done. Okay. So here this is some utilities you don't need to care about. And here this is the data. This is the especially in the UI for the list. Mm, blue amount. Okay, this is data class. Okay, everything is done. I think. Thank you.